Well, you came here because you wanted to be in show business, or you
show business.
You knew right away.
Filmmaking. I thought of it as filmmaking, but now today I realize it's just show business. It's like both. Entertainment.
Well, it's both.
It's both. And I worked for a comedian, Ken Shapiro, in he lived on Summit Ridge Drive. He made a film called The Groove Tube.
I know The Groove with Richard Belzer.
Yeah,
who I started with.
So that
he was my mentor.
Right. So
when
Ken and he were like close.
The Groove Tube, of course.
Yeah.
That was a legendary underground movie, but we're talking about early 70s, right?
72, yeah.
And it was edgy comedy.
Yeah, right? It was just like Saturday Night Live, except it was a film. And
before Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, and Lorne Michaels worked for Ken as a screenwriter when he was pitching Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
And comedy did tend to have like lots of different things, like spoofs, and in his case, he had the news and he had musical numbers and things like that.
Can we still see The Groove Tube?
Yeah.
If we
You can see it
Google
on YouTube, yeah.
How ironic.
Yeah.
Because it was almost forecasting that. Yeah, I remember Belzer. That was one of his big credits when I used to bring him on stage at Catch a Rising Star.
Yeah.
He was starring in The Groove Tube.
And Chevy Chase.
And you wrote on it?
No, I thought I would write for him maybe, but I just became a production assistant, and he had a lot of comedians come in. He had a Paramount deal, and when Lorne Michaels went from LA, Lorne Michaels was writing one of the scripts called Ma Bell, which is about the phone freaks. That were like cracking into the phone system and like calling the White House, and you
could do that then?
Yeah, you could do funny tricks with the phone, and the guy they were writing about was hacking into the phone system headquarters and having them send him like trucks and telephone poles and like computer chips that he would sell to the rival phone companies.
Computer chips in 1972?
Or chips of whatever kinds of boards they had,
Telegram chips.
The circuit boards. And he would sell those to Western Electric for big money. And so he was a millionaire at 16 as a phone. So they were writing that script, which never was filmed. And Lorne Michaels got an okay to do at least one Saturday night that they were traveling and setting up Saturday Night Live, and he offered Ken to come with him to do it. And Ken had worked in New York TV since he was a child, since he was 10. He was on the
and he turned this down?
And he turned it down. He as a 10-year-old, he was on the Milton Berle show.
What a bad decision.
It was.
It's like remember the guy who turned down the Beatles? He could have managed the Beatles.
It was just like that.
I don't think these mop-top groups are going anywhere in the industry. Frankie Avalon has a new hit record out that I think the kids are going to go crazy for.
Yeah.
They just sometimes you just totally get it wrong. Does he still rue the day?
He died from cancer, but he would watch Saturday Night Live. I would join him watching every week, and some of the bits were hangovers from their previous period when they had a storefront comedy theater, and so he was always saying, "I'm going to sue them for that bit or that," and
it's always the roughest because capitalism is just blood and tooth. It is as raw as it gets. They will fucking slit your throat. That's the nature of it. And great things do come out of it. It has provided more wealth and taken more people out of poverty than anything. It's not even close. But it is tooth and claw. And if you have an idea, they will steal it. If they can get away with it at all, very brazenly. It's tough, like if you're an inventor, because like you almost don't want to go for the patent because they'll find out about it and do it, and they're a big company with lawyers, and they'll just take it and do it before your thing. It's
for sure, yeah.
One of the rotten parts, but I mean, after all, we are not communists.
And maybe it feels good if somebody steals your stuff. It's worth stealing.
That's a very charitable way to look at it, Gus. I am not as
I mean,
nice
if
a
they
person.
steal your idea, they're never going to be able to do it like you would do it. So they steal the concept.
That's true. That's true. When my show Politically Incorrect went on in 1993, there were a bunch of imitator shows, and I remember worrying about that. And my producer at the time, such a smart guy, and he said to me one day, he said, Bill, we can't teach people here how to do it, like the writers. And so it was like, this was a very new concept. So we're trying to tell them how to do it, and they don't get it. You know, they did eventually. But so you're right about that. But they also can just, it depends on the kind of idea. But yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look at, in music, there's always these lawsuits about, you stole my song. That is my song, and you just put a tambourine on it or whatever. And sometimes I hear it, and sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, Robin Thicke got sued for doing Marvin Gaye with blurred lines. I never heard the similarity.
Yeah.
And George Harrison famously got sued for My Sweet Lord from the Chiffons.
Yeah.
He's so fine. I get that.
But that's definitely similar. But then it was such a classic rock and roll song that it's just as almost.
But until they had the lawsuit, I knew the song He's So Fine, even though it's before my time, but it was an iconic song. But I never, when I was listening to My Sweet Lord, ever thought that. Once they said it, I heard it. To me, that's, come on, man. It's like in football now with, the replays. It's like, the guy just made an amazing catch. Let him fucking have it. Do we have to go over this like this Zapruder film and like throw shit out because it's not perfect, But you've done well with the critics, don't you think? I feel like you're somebody who has gotten generally great notices.
Yeah.
Because it's great work.
The critics are the ones that probably saved me.
To Die For is To Die For.
Awesome.
One of my all-time faves.
Well, Buck Henry
wrote it, I know.
He's good.
And if kids don't know, he also wrote The Graduate. Just to give you an example of what his pedigree is.
I was just watching The Graduate.
And was on the first Saturday Night Live.
Oh, the first one?
Well, he was, or maybe the second.
First season,
he was one of the first hosts.
He loved it.
He's the one who was in the sketch, the famous samurai sketch that John Belushi did.
Right.
Belushi is samuraiing him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that great? Is he still with us?
No, he's not. He's not with us. But I was watching the Graduate, and saw like the style of comedy that was in To Die For. You could see his imprint.